Yeah, I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate for this. And I don't blame you. The Soul series is by far one of the best series of games I've played in a very long time. But it has to be said, and I want to be honest, I don't personally think the Ashes of Ariandel is all that good. I'm actually very disappointed in what we got. Not only is it extremely short, at the same time it feels almost lifeless. If I could make sense of that to you, it just feels, how would I describe it? Like, it's certainly not the level of the shitfest that was Dark Souls 2, but it wasn't. To put it frankly, I remember playing the Old Hunters DLC, and granted, that's like 3 smaller DLCs, all chucked together, but it still works. I remember going through that and the excitement I felt from that. It was fucking amazing. Just the experience. Just people was streaming it, and everyone's going crazy. It was awesome. So, why am I feeling like when I'm playing this, it's a bit lifeless? I don't understand it. It's not. It just feels almost too easy too. Whether this is really just a matter of skill, but I was away from Dark Souls for a very long time, and I already started to suck at PvP, so I have to rebuild my skills there. Yet when I went through that, it didn't take that much. I don't think they had. No, I didn't have any help until the final boss. After a few times, I just said, "Fuck it," let's just get some help to finish that third phase. It just gets that's another thing. Yeah, the main boss, not that bloody fucking Skippy little rip-off that we got, Sif rip-off, and that's another problem. But I'll talk about that later. But when fighting Sister Frigg, in the father, of course, but he pisses off in second phase, and we get this other nonsense. But when I was fighting Ludwig, we were all anticipating this fight. He was really emphasised in the lore of the base game before we even got to meet the fucker and beat his ass. And when I walked in, I felt like I had encountered one of the best. It just builds up as I'm walking in. I'm feeling this ominous feeling, like some dread. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. I can't stress it enough. The emphasis on it. He comes in, I'm going, fuck, it's on. And the first phase is just, alright, well, we're fighting this sort of beastie like Ludwig, and he's lost his mind. Then you get to the halfway point, and all of a sudden he starts talking in this cutscene. The fucking Moonlight Greatsword is there, it's revealed, and I go fucking crazy over it. And the music, it just fucking flared up, and I just had to beat the bastard so I could get that weapon. And the music just helped me along, and it made it all beautiful. And oh, you guys, you were there when I said that. Bullshit, you're not even dead. Oh, the Moonlight Greatsword!
At my side.
Moonlight Greatsword! I found it! I found it! I have to kill him! Give it to me! The Greatsword is mine!
My guiding moonlight.
Give it to me! No! Oh my god!
Yeah, breathe.
Okay. I found it! And it's awesome music! Oh, get underneath! Oh, fuck! Oh, area attack!
Yes! Yeah, parry, riposte! Die, bitch, die! Oh! Yes, the epic music! Whoa! I killed him! Die! For glory! I got new ruin! Give me that great sword, you bitch!
Well, this theme song works for Frigg, and the fight itself is interesting. It gets obnoxious. I felt I was going, oh, do I have to do this fucking 3 times? Oh, what, she's just got another buff or something? It makes her more obnoxious and annoying? I just didn't feel like that it was. It's not a bad fight. It's just nothing like what Ludwig was. I think that was one of the best fights. Or even Lady Maria. That was another perfect one. It was so intricately woven into even her combat mechanics. She would, if she parried you, she'd kiss you on the cheek and then rip your heart out. And if you know anything about, spoiler alert, if you haven't done either that, you know, new and you're trying out Bloodborne, there's this obsession, this unrequited love from between Gearman and Lady Maria, and that alone was perfect. Don't feel like that at all. I was getting sick of it, actually. I just got up to this fight finally after walking around the entire level, and I was thinking, that's it? Of course, you got that bridge, and I figured that one out pretty quickly, too, because I think, oh, well, it must be like the other bridge where you climbed down. And sure enough. And then I fought bloody Sif 2.0, and here's another thing. The one thing that annoys me about some Dark Souls fights is that constant fucking jumping shit. It's granted it's not as bad as it was in the past. It had this rip-off abyssal sort of fucking toxic dragon from the, I think it was the first Dark Souls 2 DLC, and that's another point. Dark Souls 2 is so forgettable, it's not funny. And the people are saying that DLC is great in that respect. I don't agree. I thought that fucking boss was a piece of shit. Oh, it does fly up in the fucking air and you don't get a chance to whack at it. I fucking hated that. Just testing my patience like that. All the time. You should be able to, if you know the telegraphs, you watch closely and you time everything correctly, it shouldn't be boring. It should be a matter of skill and not fucking patience. So, I don't know, but at least it's not as bad as some of those fights in the past like that. And sure enough, I got through it pretty quickly. But that's the problem too. It's short as fuck. I shit you not, on my second playthrough on this fucking thing, it took me 1 fucking hour with the same co-op partner, just one guy, going through the entire fucking level right to start to finish to get to the Sister Frigg fight. It took me under an hour to get there. And I picked up most of the weapons and new spells. And the things I missed were the ones below the cliff and the crow talon. So, wow. Okay. It didn't take me that long to master everything in this DLC. And people are going to talk about 6 hours. You're really taking your time with this fucking thing if you took 6 hours to fucking get through this shit. Because it didn't even take me that long when I first played it. It was a fucking hour and a half. An hour and fucking half. And I don't know. I'm just really pissed off that what we got, and this is getting close to the end of this. We only got one more DLC before this entire saga ends, and we don't know what the future of FromSoft holds for us. Are they going to make something shit in the future, or are they going to make something absolutely beautiful? I hope so. They managed to do something different with Bloodborne, and it turned out to be another great game on its own premise. It stands on its own, apart from Dark Souls, rather than leans on its shoulders. I'm hoping that, but one DLC. Now, I'm hoping this DLC is going to be like the Automatron equivalent, where it's just, it uses most of what a short little area, interesting new weapons and gear, but then the next DLC comes along and it's far bigger and more impressive and it tells us something. Now, spoilers again, I do believe they mentioned the Abyssal Dragon. Maybe that's going to happen, or Abyss Dragon or whatever. Maybe we're going to fight fucking, Calf, that's right, his fucking name. Calf. I really hope we do that. That'd be fucking awesome if we had an opportunity to fight Calf. Although it doesn't make sense to me, because I always thought Calf was the sane one, who, while not necessarily I suppose it's morally ambiguous, really. It's always been like that with him, but he's always come across as that he was interested in the natural order. Manipulative, yes, but his idea is that Frampt took the other route and progressed with this idea of the unnatural propagation of the Age of Fire, as opposed to where it should have moved on to, which was the Age of Dark, the Age of Man. And I think a lot of the main point of that, the main story, is to finally get that across and to finally stop this fucking endless cycle of being used in the eyes of gods. And I remember seeing, I think it was, oh God, I've forgotten his name, but he did this really good, about 3 hour part, 3 parts describing exactly how the ending sort of reflected, and he reflected some interesting points. I'm hoping that we're going to see something very impressive in the future, but this was fucking abysmal. Except with one thing, the weapons. I actually really like the weapons. Granted, I think the poise changes have fixed a lot of things with heavy weapons, making them more reliable instead of this fucking shit where even tiny little things can stagger you. But now you've got these cool weapons like Frigg's fucking scythe. So you have to be more strategic. Like, you can't spam it. The only way to beat them in the fights is that you have to rely on hit and run tactics for a while, or at least trap them between the L2 ice attacks. If you don't do it that way, you end up getting smashed. But it's a very good weapon, and it benefits from one of the other magic rings. I've completely forgotten. This is me. It's been like, I don't know, 4 months since I played. And anyway, that if you use both the Crown of Dusk together, you actually boost the damage up to 714 with the right attributes. Roughly about 714, which is pretty damn good. Get the right armor to compensate for the physical resistances. Be careful with opponents that are obviously magic users, and you'll be fine. But anyway, the weapons were the sole great thing about this. The armor's not really. There's fuck all there, and not all of them interest. The follower's armor is probably the most boring fucking thing I've ever looked at. Just a rehashed, textured, Abyssal Knight fucking crap. Fuck me. Watcher, that's right. Watcher armor retexture. Come on, you can do better than that. But the slave armor, you can, interestingly enough, it really works with female characters because it doesn't have anything there. So if you stick it on, it's kind of like you're in some sort of half-assed armor set or whatever. If you combine the right things, it can look cool and sexy at the same time. Okay, that armor works on its own. Fuck yeah, but Vilm's armor is alright, but not particularly interesting in my opinion. And the other two, while the other one is alright, it doesn't look really all that impressive to me. So the armor set's all that great, but the weapons themselves, yes, they are pretty good. You've got Crow Talons, which would be exceedingly good for bleed builds. You've got Onyx's Blade, very good for those who don't want to put too much points into strength and dexterity, but want to rely more on weapons that use more magic, to say the least, like the Moonlight Greatsword, for example. But it's a weapon it's a series of weapons that are the only things that really appeal in this DLC, but the whole experience in itself, very lackluster. It's like, I don't know, I can't like it. And that fucking arena, now I've only tried it once, granted, so I can't give the best opinion of it, but when I tried group attack, a group scenario, I got ported in, and there was 3 people versus 2, with me on the other side, about the half-ass side, of course. At least, now I was getting my ass kicked, but at least one of them had the good nature to just sit out and let us fight. But the only thing that really did get to me is this random fucker looked like that claw hunter from the Bloodborne vanilla game, where he's, when you got that church with the 3 fucking hunters, and all he was doing is R1, fucking useless. I wasn't sure if I was in a weird ass troll session of some description, or it was actually a legitimate fight that just got fucked up by shitty mechanics. So, I don't know whether this DLC is being compromised by that arena, but given the circumstances and the way I feel about it, I can't be fucked with the arena. I'd rather go and just start a fucking fight club and keep it simple, rather than stick my head into something that doesn't work all that fucking well yet. Maybe when they fix the fucking thing, I'll bother with it. But until that happens, I'm fucking pissed off about this. You pay money for this. It's the equivalent of a GTA 5 DLC, except you don't fucking instead of like you might be manipulated by Rockstar's game mechanics into buying a shark card to effectively pay for it. Here you're paying money up front for it, and you're not really getting your money's worth out of it. The areas aren't all that fucking interesting. The little lackluster sort of ice area with a bloody retextured version of the undead settlement connected with some half-assed cliffside area. And while the blood fly area is kind of interesting, and then you've got that little section that only exists to give you these two new sort of pyromancy weapons. One a spell and a fucking new pyromancy glove that allows you to get like extra exorcisms, and it basically, it's just, spoiler alert, it's the fucking Priscilla arena that you might have remembered from Dark Souls 1, where you fight her and it just, there's nothing there. There's only the reason for it to exist. But coming back to that fucking bloodfly area, it just reminded me of some other area. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it looked fucking dull as hell. It didn't really strike me. I didn't feel like excited. I didn't feel that energy, the drive. At first, I'm excited to see what happens. In the Let's Play, I was going, fuck yes. And then I kind of realized this is the experience I'm going to get. It's not going to be anything like it was in the old Hunters. Yeah, and I get it, but this is the same company. There's no difference here. And the lackluster effort, given where we're at. The end of Dark Souls in itself. Eventually, people will move on to something else. I'm really scared for this, because this is probably one of the best game series I've played in a long time that doesn't just fucking streamline shit to you all the time and treat you like a fucking imbecile. We're gonna lose that. Possibly we might very well, like, I'll take that back, we might lose it. And I'm scared for that. And this on its own, it's all like it. Well, actually, that's a good question. I should have a look and see if B Team had some fucking say in this, because it just feels like a B Team move. It does have the twists and turns you would expect. It's just the twists and turns that are kind of just run of the mill. I felt it was very easy. All the enemies were fairly dull and easy to fucking get around. Not a lot of learning was required. It was all sort of what I experienced before from all the others. So, no, it's nothing like that. I'm going to just say that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I know. It's the Dark Souls community. They will shit on you if they fucking think you. It's kind of like the way some like weirdos actually, you know, there's the small little but people that actually like No Man's Sky and don't think it's a piece of shit, which it fucking is, and it wasn't what people were promised. Before I bump the camera anymore, I'm just going to say that I pray to Miyazaki-san, please give us a much better DLC that fulfills us in the next coming year. Please, 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 please. Amen. We want something that this needs to be sent off on a high note, not like this automatron fucking equivalent that ends in like it's that feeling. If anyone's played Fallout 4 and when we experience that DLC, you'll know what I fucking mean by that. And just that's it. That's the word I have for it. I already bumped the fucking camera again. Anyway, that's me, Possible. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Nothing forlorn about you. You must be the other Ash, I suppose. Well, that's a rotten shame. I've been very patient, you see. The tales tell of 2 Ashes who'll burn Ariandel away. And we need only one more. I was hoping you might